He took a blank page and wrote one word at the top, in big, bold letters. Mondays. Then he drew a circle around it, not once, but twice. Like he wanted to trap it, to make sure it stayed right there. Underneath, he added 4 small words. He wasn't talking about love or romance. He wasn't dreaming of winning the lottery or waiting for some miracle to save him. He wasn't even planning to quit his job the next day. When he wrote those words, he meant it. He wanted to buy back his Mondays, the heavy ones, the ones that quietly drained his peace without ever making a sound. And he knew the only way to do that was with a real plan. Not hope, not motivation, and definitely not fantasies. He closed the notebook, sat still for a moment, and took a long, deep breath. Then he opened his laptop. He typed a plain, honest question into the search bar, the kind that doesn't try to sound smart or ambitious. How much money do I need to survive for 6 months? There were no get-rich-quick schemes here. No complex investing tricks. He wasn't asking how to get rich. He was asking how to stay calm. How much would it take to cover rent, food, and bills? Nothing extra. Nothing impressive. Just enough to exist for half a year without panic. He started listing everything, line by line, forcing himself to be honest. Rent came first, then electricity, water, internet, groceries, not restaurant meals, or little treats, just simple food to stay alive. His phone bill, bush, fire, and a small buffer for emergencies. Because life always finds a way to break something when you least expect it. He used a calculator app and added everything up, month by month, checking the numbers twice because he didn't trust himself to face the truth the first time. When he was done, he multiplied the total by 6. The final number appeared on the screen. He just stared at it. It wasn't some dramatic, movie-style number with a string of zeros. It wasn't tiny, either. But what shocked him most wasn't the amount. It was the clarity. For the first time in years, his fear had a price tag. It wasn't just a dark cloud in his chest anymore. It had edges. It had a shape. And somehow, giving it a shape made it less powerful. Mondays had always arrived like a slow weight on his shoulders. Not loud or explosive, just heavy. Every Sunday evening, around 7 or 8, the feeling would start creeping in. A tight knot would form in his stomach. His thoughts would slow down, then speed up all at once. A quiet voice in his head would start counting down. Tomorrow is Monday. Back to the same desk. Back to the same screen. Back to giving away 8 hours of his life. He wasn't lazy. He showed up on time, did his work, and never caused trouble. From the outside, his life looked perfectly normal. A steady job, a regular paycheck, a small apartment. But inside, every Monday at 9 in the morning, something broke just a little. Not all at once, just small pieces, worn away by the quiet, painful grind of routine. He didn't even hate the work itself. Some days were fine. What he hated was the lack of choice. The knowledge that one unfair request couldn't be refused without consequences. That if the boss woke up in a bad mood, his entire week could suffer. That if the company decided to cut costs, his whole world could shake overnight. The office lights never changed. Cold white tubes that buzzed softly and made everything look tired. Desks in rows, screens glowing endlessly. Papers piling up. Emails never stopping. And every single Monday whispered the same ugly truth. If this job ends tomorrow, you have almost nothing saved. No backup. No breathing room. No time to think. Just panic. For years, he told himself this was normal. Everyone hates Mondays. Work is work. Life is hard. That's what people say. But deep down, he knew the truth. It wasn't really about Mondays at all. It was about feeling trapped. Like a bird in a cage that's forgotten what the open sky even feels like. That's why the number mattered so much. That night, after doing the calculation, he wrote it down again. Bigger, this time. He circled it slowly, carefully, like it deserved respect. And above it wrote 2 words, in capital letters. Freedom number. Not $1 million. Not enough for a big house or a luxury car. Just enough to breathe. Enough to say no without his voice shaking. Enough to sleep on Sunday nights without dread crawling into his chest. The next morning is your Tuesday. Thankfully, he walked into his bank and opened a new savings account. He didn't give it a fancy name like Dream Fund or Future Wealth. He kept it simple and honest. He named it Mondays. From that day on, every time his salary hit his main account, he did one thing first. Before bills, before groceries, before anything else, he transferred a small amount straight into the Mondays account. Sometimes it was a decent chunk. Sometimes life made it painfully small, but he never skipped a single time. It wasn't dramatic. It didn't hurt. It was just consistent, like brushing your teeth every day without expecting instant results. Then he started paying closer attention to where his money actually went. He didn't make massive cuts or punish himself. He treated it like cleaning a messy room, one drawer at a time. He found subscriptions he'd forgotten about. Music apps, streaming services, an old gym membership he hadn't used in months. He canceled most of them. He noticed impulse purchases, coffee on the way to work, snacks grabbed without thinking, online buys made when he felt bored or stressed. Before every purchase, he started asking himself one simple question. Do I really need this right now, or am I just trying to feel better for 5 minutes? He wasn't becoming cheap. He was choosing. Every dollar he didn't spend went straight into the Mondays account. He wasn't buying things anymore. He was buying time. Weeks passed. The number grew slowly. Months passed. It climbed higher. He checked it once a week, on Saturday mornings with a cup of tea. And every time he saw it a little bigger, something inside him shifted. Mondays didn't suddenly become exciting. They didn't turn into something he loved, but they became lighter. The knot in his chest loosened. The Sunday countdown voice grew quieter. Fear didn't disappear. It never really does, but it lost its sharp teeth. Because when you know you have 6 months to figure things out, panic doesn't get to control you in the same way. Then, a little over a year later, the email arrived. Subject: Company update. Important announcement. The company was restructuring. Some roles would disappear. In the past, that message would have sent him spiraling, racing hearts, sleepless nights, panic-scrolling job boards. But this time, he felt calm. Not because he didn't care about money, but because he had options. He didn't jump at the first offer that appeared. He waited. He read carefully. He asked questions. He even said no to one role that paid well but felt exactly like the old trap. For the first time in his working life, time was on his side. Months later, he started a new job. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. More respect, better hours. People who listened. On his first Monday there, he woke up early, made coffee, sat by the window, and waited for the familiar dread. He'd never came no tight chest. No racing thoughts. No countdown. Monday felt normal. Just another day. That quiet moment taught him the biggest lesson of all. He didn't get rich. He didn't quit working forever. He simply stopped, letting the system own him completely. Real freedom isn't about never working again. It's about control. It's about having enough space to think clearly, enough savings to breathe, and enough confidence to walk away when something isn't right. Most of us think financial freedom means big houses and fancy vacations, but it's smaller and quieter than that. It's buying back your time, one boring decision at a time. A canceled subscription, a skipped coffee, a transfer made before spending, and sometimes the most powerful thing money can ever buy is a calm Monday morning when you wake up, look at the clock, and feel nothing heavy at all. Just peace, just choice, just you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.